I'm 21 years old and I still can't shake it right without getting pee everywhere. Going into the day, I made $1,342.32. And you might be asking, wait, how did you? I'm going to show you how I did it. And this is exactly how. Going onto the 4-hour chart, you can see we're obviously bearish. We've been dumping, tanking, all-time highs up here. Forget about them. Who cares about all-time highs? I care about them. Stay away. I never want to see it again. On the 1 hour, you can see a little bit more though. Yo, a bajillion dollars in Monopoly money if you tell me what this looks like. Oh, it looks like a lot of low resistance liquidity. That's why I marked it, jackass, right here. Going up to a 4-hour fair value gap. Now, what is that? Oh, I remember what it is because you said it last video and I'm not an idiot. It's a mutually agreed upon DOL. Now, what does that mean? That means if we want to be long, we definitely want to see the 4-hour get hit. And if we're bearish, we want to see this LRL get swept, hit the 4-hour fair value gap, and then continue taking shorts. But in the meantime, right, we swept out this weekly low very recently. Right here, we swept this out, tapped into fair value gap. We got displacement out. Obviously, on the 1 hour, we shot up. We created, some accumulation. We continued the trend. On the 15-minute, you can see. On the 30-minute, you can see that we respected this 30-minute fair value gap. So technically, we had manipulation, and now we go back to internal, and then we can go back down again. So I saw this as pretty high resistance, but I want to see what happened. I was leaning bullish, but obviously we had a 1 hour intermediate high right here. If we just dumped off open, I was honestly willing to take a 5-minute continuation trade. But what actually happens? Well, let's go down to the lower time frames. We see this right here. Looks great. Accumulation. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? We go, oh, I'm going up. Oh, man. I guess we're taking shorts from the 4-hour. And then it said, up, psych. Right. And let's go down to the 30-second because I'll be honest, bro. I made $1,300 on 2 funded accounts in approximately, I risked $750. Had some contract slippage, ended up making like $670 per each account. That wasn't funny. I'm sorry. That wasn't good at all. Please make sure to unsubscribe and hit the dislike button. I made $1,300 in like literally 3 minutes while I was at my 9 to 5. Trading is insane. If you aren't trading, you need to trade. Seriously. And so basically, this is what happened. We dump. We hit a 30-minute fair value gap, which is also a 15-minute intermediate low. See the 15-minute? It's an intermediate low because it's a low resting inside of a fair value gap. We also have a 30-minute fair value gap that was made at 9:30 open. We manipulated into that unmitigated fair value gap, which is great for distribution if we are long, which we are long because of all the low resistance liquidity. You can see it on the 30-minute, the 15-minute. You go to the 5-minute, you see it on the 5-minute. It literally looks so juicy, right? If I wouldn't short against the LRL, then I might as well long towards it. That's literally my thinking. So anyways, back to the 30-second we go. This looked amazing. 9:30 generated more liquidity. We go down, we hit the unmitigated fair value gap on the 30-minute, the intermediate low, all this shit I already said. And then, of course, we just absolutely rip up like nothing I've ever seen before, and we entered in longs right here. Literally nothing else to do, nothing else to say. You just targeting a quick 1-to-1 risk reward, the 1 hour intermediate high, because technically it could reverse there. I don't think it would. I would expect the 4 hours to get hit, but if it doesn't, okay, sure, whatever. I don't care. I already made my bread for the day. Now, you might be saying, yo, obviously you're my daddy because you took the trade today and I didn't, but why didn't you? Why did you take the trade and why didn't you care about the data lows, right? And I didn't talk about this. 8:30, we had CPI data. As we know, data wicks hold a lot of liquidity, right? Which means they are a great target. So why did I not care about it? Bro, because look at the displacement. It doesn't get simpler than that. Get it through your thick penis head, bro, and understand how the market moves. This 30-minute fair value gap is protecting this data wick. Not to mention, bro, it's basically just another candle, bro. Yeah, it's a 200-point candle, but that wick isn't in anything special. It really is nothing. Now, I did notice after the fact it's also a 30-minute fair value gap, but honestly, I don't care about it, so I'm not going to pretend I do. We hit a 30-minute fair value gap. We had an amazing displacement out. I'm really not worried about anything else. 116 point, and I can tell by the stop loss right here, 116 point bullishness blowing through the backs of every bearish person in its way, creating a CISD entry with high in which is amazing. High time frame, low resistance liquidity leading up to a mutually agreed upon liquidity pool. And now I could hold it here and I could get a 3.0 risk reward trade, but obviously I'm just taking the little bit of money that I want. I don't need high RR. I don't need to be in trades for 45 minutes. I'm in, I'm out. See you, peace. Right? Oh, go grab the milk. I give you a baby, I grab the milk and never come back, bro. That's literally the tech of my trading style, right? So we have a creation of an order block. We have incredible displacement. We have great structure. We have a nice break-even point, which was right here, the 930 high that added a liquidity pool. We have a great low-hanging fruit TP, and then we have our DOL and our abundance low resistance liquidity that is truly pulling price. So what do? I enter the trade, and I'm in and out within 4 minutes, right? It really doesn't get simpler than not even 4 minutes. I think it was 2. It was literally 2 minutes. It was the world's easiest trade. Really good. If you fade it because of data lows, I understand. But I think the reason why my trade is still valid is because of the abundance of stuff that was going for the trade. If this trade got stopped out, we swept data lows, and I got a re-entry, okay, well, I'm back in my trade. I have even better RR, and things are going great. But I could not ignore the 110-point displacement. And I think a lot of y'all motherfuckers did not see that when you were watching live markets. Because when you hear 110-point displacement over the course of 1 minute blowing out the bears' backs of every person in its way, then it makes sense to take longs. But these are the things you have to see in the moment, not just after the fact. And that is why I am a profitable master genius, a mega mind guy, and I'm going to take over the world and I'm going to rule it one day. Just kidding. That's Jesus's job. Shout out the rapture. Shout out it's coming soon. Hashtag AI is going to take over. Hashtag the Antichrist is probably already alive. That was my trade for the day. Simple, straightforward, to the point. Trading off the fair value gaps and imbalances, making it look easy. I entered my trade at 9:35.30, and I was out of the trade at 9:38. 2.5 minute trade, 8 minute work day. It really doesn't get easier than that. If you want to know more about my trading style, too bad you can't, because I haven't made any videos on it. But love y'all. Appreciate you. Bye. Sleep well tonight. Remember Galatians 6 verse 9. Can't think of anything else on top of my head except Corinthians 6 verses 9. A man shall not. I love y'all. Peace.